the only other good Predator property that I liked was a comic. It was Predator versus Batman, where the
All
Predator
right.
shows up in Gotham, and it's Batman gets his ass kicked, and finally at the end he just beats it to death with a baseball bat. If it bleeds, we can dick it.
Shit. Welcome to the Two Gaming Dudes. We just saw the movie Prey.
Click subscribe and get ready to leave a comment because Prey, now streaming on Hulu, I thought it was fucking great.
I loved it.
Okay, let's get
I
that
loved
right
it.
off the bat.
Okay.
Are you a fan of the Predator series?
That's a hard one. I absolutely love Predator, the original Predator from the
1984,
1980s. Yep.
John McTiernan.
It's fantastic. One of my favorite movies. Obviously, it's a great movie. Predator 2 came out. It is not as good as the first, but it's got some moments that I liked, and all in all, it's like, okay, we're following at least. Everything after that has been garbage.
And then it just turned to diarrhea. Yeah.
Complete.
Until now.
Until now. Which is funny because it was like he stepped forward and was like, let me make a Predator movie. And like, oh my God, everyone sucks so far. Fine. We'll release it on Hulu, and I'm going to give you like a tiny little budget. And it ended up being like the best one. And so far, like everybody agrees. This is one of the best Predator movies we've seen in a long time.
Yeah. Well, because it was a return to its roots. Predator 2 with Danny Glover, they had a success and wanted to follow up on that success. And the studio opened up the pocketbooks, and you had these amazing, unimaginable for the time special effects.
Yeah.
It was a gigantic production. The Predator was 5 guys in army suits running through the jungle. Tiny little budget, simple.
Yes.
Don't blow it into a giant And then, we got to introduce the aliens because they're popular. And then it turned into the diarrhea-thon. This was a return. It's just some people with handheld weapons fighting
Yes.
a much stronger opponent who's out to kill them. Bravo. Go back to what Predator is.
Beautiful. Absolutely. It's a smaller, contained story. The world isn't at stake. We haven't done anything in this huge, grandiose scale. It's this one little tribe and this predator that is hunting them. Perfect. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. Keep it simple.
Now, there were some mistakes. Some historical mistakes. Like,
Okay.
the Comanches weren't in the northern. They never went further than Oklahoma. You could have done a little research. In fact, that's okay. It's okay. I could let that go. I didn't mind.
I did have one thing that I had against this movie was, and I can't hardly blame them. They didn't have much of a budget to begin with. So what used to be practical effects for blood, where you had like the blood packets and stuff, here, all the blood is CGI. And you can tell because it's like anime ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like one dude gets hit in the chest and he turns around and just like, psh, it's like spraying out of him like a fountain. And then a moment later, it's just like this little cut. And it's no big deal. I'm like, what the hell was that?
I didn't mind that so much.
It's just kind of ridiculous.
There was...
But I mean, that's minor. That's a nitpicky kind of thing.
So this scene, there was a little bit of the superhero movie power dialing up and down. Like, you have this creature that he took that grizzly bear and overhead pressed this 1,200-pound grizzly bear. And then, just, 20 minutes later, he's grabbing her by the throat and throwing her across into a tree. It would have broken every bone in her body and killed her.
Yes.
You just overhead pressed 1,200-pound bear. Okay, I get it. I can live past that.
That's fine.
What I especially liked is that there was no long, bullshit, drawn-out Act 1. It was very fast. Here's this girl. They did a little bit of the Disney princess. She hates feeling constrained by traditional gender roles. Start the movie. It was great. I loved that.
What I loved was the first Predator movie started off as an 80s action film.
Yeah.
Like every aspect of an 80s action film, everybody's, super muscular and roided out, and they all jump in the jungle and like and like nothing stops them. They gun down all the bad guys
Yeah.
easily, and they're making the jokes like when he throws the big knife, stick
around.
around.
Yeah.
like all the shit you would expect from an 80s action movie. And then all of a sudden there's a predator and things take a crazy horror movie kind of change. And I feel like they did the same thing here. It started off as like this Native American movie. It's like, hey, it's like fucking Dances with Wolves or whatever. It's all about this girl who wants to be a warrior, but she's not. Oh, it's almost a coming of age. And then there's a fucking predator.
Right. I love that they started off with the Disney princess, but kept it very real. They didn't try to push Disney princess and all the guys around her are dopes and she has to be the one to save them.
Yes.
No,
yes.
She wants to be a warrior and they're telling her no, and she fails repeatedly, failure after failure after failure, and never gives up until she succeeds.
Yeah.
Bravo. Like a fucking true character arc. Well done.
And she's not beating up dudes twice her size.
Right.
Like it never went into the realm of, well, that's just ridiculous.
Some of it was a little too, the stupid ninja tomahawks. Some of her stuff was a little too action hero-ish.
A little, yeah.
But that's okay.
But I saw it more as she was just more clever than the other people around her. And so that's how she couldn't outstrength them. Everybody was stronger than her. Everybody's bigger than her. So she had to be quicker and smarter. And as far as that goes, well done. Well done. So why is it like it works here? Mm-hmm. You've got this female protagonist who carries the movie, and the whole movie is about her. There are other characters, and you don't know who the hell they are, and you don't care. It's just her and her brother, right? So how does this work? And then movies like Captain Marvel fail so hard. Like, you just hate that woman so much.
Yeah. Part of it might be just the actress. She's just a very likable. Naru is just a cool, likable character. You like her and you want to root for her. And maybe another part of it is that it's not. Oh boy, I'm hesitant to bring this up because people are gonna fucking complain.
Well,
Disney loves to do their look how progressive. We're big time feminists. Look how progressive and woke we are. She's the woman and she has to save the day. And the dudes are all dopes. You see how we go counter to everything we've given you for the past 50 years of cinema? We're groundbreaking. And it's so contrived and bullshit. This was real.
Yeah.
She was this proper, fleshed out character who fails, and you go along with that failure with her, and she finally then achieves something by not giving up.
Yes.
And you can feel it's not. She's an action hero. She's a hero,
mm-hmm.
and she happens to be a woman.
Yeah.
It's not the other way around, where they decided we're going to force this female lead on everybody and constantly point out that women are smart and capable. She shows you.
Done that. Yeah.
She just shows you. She is smart and capable, and she demonstrates it. And you're rooting for her to succeed.
That's exactly it. And you do. I absolutely found myself rooting for her as this movie went on. And I didn't much care about everybody else because they were just cannon fodder, and some of them were like laughable. Like the French fur traders, when they showed up, they were like, they might as well have been like Cobra villains or something. Like, they were just like classic over the top bad guys. And you just knew, all right, all these people are clearly going to get slaughtered by the Predator because they just deserve to be, I guess.
A minor complaint. I loved the setting. I loved the setting and the time period and the French fur trappers. Wonderful. I wish they hadn't spoiled that with the trailer. Like, I remember when she first finds the bear trap. The dog is caught in the bear trap. I remember thinking, whoa, that would be an awesome... Because you've seen the preview and you already know the French show up. I would rather not know. Like, she finds this, what is this fucking weird material? It's super hard, I can't bend it. What is this weird contraption? And she takes it back to the village, like, I have no idea. What the fuck is this? And then her first account, I don't know. These weird people showed up. They look weird. They're dressed weird. They've got these weird weapons. What the fuck is going on? I would have liked to have seen that develop naturally rather than you see the preview.
We saw
and I
in the
know,
trailer, so we know.
Oh, it's a bear trap. It's the French trappers left it there.
Yeah.
Minor, but I think that could have been a strong moment.
Okay, I could see that, and definitely a moment that could have just stayed out.
And my thought when I saw that trailer was, okay, these traditional adversaries, they have to team up and defeat their common foe, the Predator. And it's not that at all.
No, it is not.
That does not happen.
That did not happen. But what does happen, I think, is so much better.
Yeah.
I have to give this a thumbs up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Highly recommend it if you haven't seen it already. It's streaming on Hulu. Go watch it. It's really good. If you loved that first Predator movie and you've been like us, where every Predator movie since has just been a disappointment, this will really just bring back your love of this whole franchise. I hope this means great things to come. I'd love to see them continue in this vein,
Or don't.
or don't, or stop.
Maybe don't continue.
You are welcome to stop, and we'll see you in 20 years and try something again.
Like, besides this film and the original, the only other good Predator property that I liked was a comic. It was Predator versus Batman. Where the Predator shows up in Gotham, and it's Batman gets his ass kicked, and finally at the end he just beats it to death with a baseball bat.
Nice.
That's how he finally defeats it. He beats it to death with a bat. Like, wow. Despite all your technology, all your gadgets, your gimmicks, eventually you had to resort to just clubbing the fucking
beating
thing to
the
death.
thing to death. with
That's
a bat.
fucking great.
Well, now I want to see this movie.
Oh no, it was a comic.
I know, but I want.
You want to see
a
the film?
movie? Like, I want that to be a movie.
Yeah.
That'd be great. 'Cause that'd be perfect. Like the Ben Affleck's Batman. Let's have that
It would
one.
have to be him, yeah.
Yeah. Beating the hell out of a predator. Oh my god, that would be awesome.
It was very cool.
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Shit, that's all I'm going to be able to think about now.
This was great. Great story, great character, great throwbacks and shout outs to the original film.
Yes, without it like shoving it in your face or getting too goofy with it. Yeah.
And this guy Trachtenberg, he hasn't done shit. He hasn't
Oh.
done shit. He had done an episode. I recognize the name because he did an episode of The Boys. Beyond that, it's a bunch of small, short student films. Like,
What's
what
his
the fuck? How did he get this gig?
Well, that's how much faith the studio had in the franchise anymore.
Right. I know.
It's like, hey, I want to make a Predator film. I mean,
Okay.
we have to do another one or we'll lose the license, I guess. So, yeah, sure, go for it.
Has anyone else shown interest in doing one of these? No. He's the only
No.
one. All right, just give it
Just
to him.
give it to him. It's fine.
Don't give him any money, though. Because,
We're just going to stream it. Don't put it in theaters.
and yet it came out fucking great.
It really did. Also tells me that a lot of the people in the studio like didn't even bother to watch it. Because they would have put it in theaters. This deserved to be, like, I would have loved this in the theater.
I'm glad it didn't, because there's been so much disappointment. A lot of people would have said, "No, fuck that. You've done this to me 3 times in a row. I'm not paying money to see this shit. I'll wait till it's streaming."
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Nobody would have gone. Well, I do hope this means good thing for the franchise. And you know, I would like to see, since we're doing this now and this worked, it's like, okay, so do we get like Predator Feudal Japan, and then do we get like Predator the Dark Ages, and Predator Medieval, and
Maybe.
I don't know,
Well,
Predator versus King Arthur? Are we gonna? We can get really weird if we're gonna go through time and just start plopping the Predator down.
if we go back all the way back, when they were in Central America, you hear the original lore that on the hottest of years, this creature would come from space. So we know they've got some kind of deep roots in Central America. That's why I thought it was weird. Like, why don't they just go back to the Aztecs? But I guess they kind of already examined that. This was more interesting. Anyway. I'm glad they did
This was way better. Yeah, I'm glad they did this.
Yeah, very happy with this. That's it. I don't want to give spoilers.
Yeah, I don't want it either. So enjoy it. Watch it. Enjoy it. You will enjoy it.
It's great.
All right. Do all the things. Subscribe, like, click, and we'll see you in another video.
See you in another video.
See you.